Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on the market. So first things first, right now we have to realize that we are in a very headline-driven market as far as short-term action goes. Whether we go to all-time highs, or whether we see weekly consolidation, appears that it's going to be dependent on what the headlines are. And of course, those headlines can come out at any period during the day. So we definitely need to be using stop losses in whatever direction you're looking, because things can change very quickly. So personally, sticking to day trading, as is most often the case, to avoid this overnight back and forth. But what we essentially have happening is we have the China deal falling apart to a certain degree, still doing talks, not going to happen by Friday, it's looking like, and that new news after hours that it's not going to happen by Friday led to a pullback. So we're setting up for the potential of a daily inside bar tomorrow after a wide range today. We closed at 290, 283, and after hours we're at 291. So down about $1.80 from that high, and from where we stand above the low, we're up about $1 and some change. So we'll see where we set up pre-market tomorrow, but the fact that these tariffs are going to be going through on Friday did lead to a pullback. And essentially the narrative this morning, where we had last night the rumors saying, oh, they're not coming over to the U.S. anymore to continue talks, and then earlier this morning said, no, they're still coming out, and now not going to have the deal by Friday. So I think the bullish action this morning was fueled a bit by the hope that they could work out a deal before the tariffs on Friday. But the bottom line for me is all this price action, it's not too massive. I mean, look at this weekly time frame and look at the bearish reaction that we've been seeing. You can't even see it on this chart because it's so limited compared to where we have come from. So yes, this is the short-term narrative that the talking heads on CNBC and that the market as a whole are going to be talking about. And yes, it has significant short-term impact. But honestly, I don't think this is the kind of stuff, the kind of news that can derail these bulls and lead to an all-out dump. If we were going to see significant weakness, bears had their chance to prove it today. We opened with a big gap down open below key daily support, and the bears couldn't drive it home. And what's going to be a more negative reaction now if Trump starts calling the Chinese president names on Twitter? Maybe that would be a reason that the market would see a more significant bearish dump. But at this point, we have a daily lower high and lower low with zero follow through. And when we see zero follow through on a trend change, we zoom out and look for flags. And right now, SPY is a potential bull flag, and we could break the low of 288.90 and still look for the potential of a weekly bull flag to form. So just keep the longer term perspective in mind. The bulls look completely fine on the weekly time frame. It's going to require a break of 280 for me to personally shift where we currently stand as far as the bulls controlling this weekly chart. And when we wake up tomorrow and see where we stand heading into the open, the key levels will be the range of today, 288.90, and the high of the day, which was up at 294.34. Nope, a little bit lower than that, 293.31. So we'll see if the bulls can recover. IWM closed with a higher high, almost a double bottom down at 158, and a nice bull move. Let's see the reaction after hours. There's a bit of a pullback. There's a base of support at 159.40 and 159.25. So again, a lot's going to change between now and where we head tomorrow, which is why waking up pre-market and having time to go through everything and establish game plans is very important. I personally don't really pay much attention to after hours because I know I'll be able to get all the information I need pre-market. And if I'm not going to be making any trades after hours, that information doesn't mean anything to me. QQQ. So here's another one where we keep seeing little daily lower highs and lower lows with no bear follow through. The weekly time frame is trying to be a bull flag. It's extremely strong at this point. And looking at the bearish reaction after hours towards the low of afternoon consolidation. And again, daily inside bars setting up with where we are looking currently after hours. XLF, a little break of the low with zero follow through. Weekly time frame, very healthy consolidation. After hours reaction, not too significant overall. And basically it's just a question of, can the bulls tomorrow, for everybody that we just looked at, can we hold the low of today? If we can, bulls remain just fine. XBI on the daily time frame has key resistance up at 87.71 And we got up over that level today, though not convincingly. So we have our low, high of the bounce, higher low, and we're trying to see a clear higher high. And with this bearish reaction after hours, not a whole lot of a pullback. XBI stood out as the strongest sector in terms of, it was the weakest in the first 10 minutes of trading today, and then it just ripped with a complete turnaround and a move that was very impressive. But we have to get a clear bull move over 188, or over 88, I should say, and change this trend to have us looking back up at the 2019 highs as the next clear resistance. XLV continues to show us that it is very strong. Still watching this 9103 level, but we're right on top of that. And we have these little higher lows of 8850 and another one at 8870. And a very strong bounce, V-shaped bounce on XLV. Keeping in mind that anything under 9245 is a weekly lower high. And we're setting up with a bit of a monthly equilibrium on XLV. All-time high, low the pullback, lower high, higher low. And how that pattern breaks is definitely going to have a significant implication on the market for the summer. Although that'll probably be breaking as we head into the fall now that I look at it. Who am I missing? VIX. So volatility index saw a big time spike today with the bearish reaction after hours. You could see the big time bull move and then just the slow fade. And again, that big bull move didn't happen all at once. If we look at TVIX that was trading during pre-market, we had that gap up, and then from the open, a little bit of bullish opportunity, but not a ton of opportunity from the open for the volatility index bulls. So again, we're still getting over, the bulls are progressing here in the sense that we have higher lows and higher highs. So our new key support level is 1280. The weekly time frame is trying to shift this momentum, and it is doing it, getting to the highest prices in a couple of months. It's just a question of, is this news going to be enough to derail the market bulls? I need to see proof from the bears. Bears proved it in extended hours when there's no volume. They need to dump it with high volume during regular trading hours to prove that they have control. Oil, bulls bought the dip significantly. No doubt there was correlation between the market bulls and the oil bulls. Here was the open, and it was just all bullish action. Big time follow through. 4-hour time frame now, we're looking for a higher low to form compared to 60.04. In the daily time frame, significant bounce, but anything on the daily under 64.73 is just a lower high. So we're still in a clear daily downtrend, but if we can change this weekly trend or this daily trend with a higher low and higher high, the weekly chart is a bull flag, just like some of the sectors we just looked at who are still very strong overall. So a weekly bull flag potential for oil. We have very brief consolidation on everybody else. And again, it's all about the trend. We are in a bullish uptrend on the weekly time frame very clearly, so the bears have to prove it with volume. Can't stress that enough. Have to prove it with volume. Natural gas on the daily time frame, low of 2442. We have resistance of 2596, and the bulls are trying to hold 244 and break 259 to change this daily trend. Otherwise, it's a bounce that broke some resistances, but there's no trend change confirmation. So keeping a close eye here, we're nowhere near changing the 4-hour trend. So the bears are back in the driver's seat, and this is where the bulls have to prove it with a higher low and higher high. That will be the most significant shift in momentum if we get it since we started pulling back. I'd say probably since January. So it would be notable, but still a lot of work for those bulls to do. So we'll see how the price breaks the range of today. If it breaks bearish tomorrow, again, look at the volume, very clear for the bulls. The bear volume, whenever we get any kind of bearish action, some of those days are poking above the 20-day average volume. If we do not poke above the 20-day average volume, the pullback is absolutely nothing. You can look at every pullback we've had in 2019 since the dump, and if there's been no significant bear volume over the 20-day average, the pullback hasn't done anything. The pullbacks that have been notable have had those days over the 20-day average. So we'll check back in tomorrow and see how the range plays out heading into tomorrow morning. Hope you're well. Do good things. See you then. Good morning. One of the ways that I stay one step ahead of the herd is by out hustling them. So every single day I'm waking up before the sun, not by an alarm, but because my body wakes me up, because it's pumped to be alive. And it's looking forward to going downstairs and making content first thing. And I love starting the day and setting the intention of the day of being productive by knocking things off my checklist before it's even 8 a.m. It's really easy to have a very productive day when you're already productive before the sun even comes up. So when learning charts and technical analysis, for me it was never, I need to do this work so I can make money. It was always, I enjoy doing this and money is going to result from it. And those are two very different mindsets to be in, and you have to ensure that your goals are in line with your enjoyment if you're going to be able to do this long-term successfully. So don't forget to do good things out there. Go get productive on the day. We'll see you soon.
Shh, hear that? It's Sunday morning and that's the sound of the herd sleeping.